jump on it.
Good morning. On Friday, April 7th, I'd like to call this special meeting of the Board of Education for Lewis Palmer School District 38 to order. Ms. Wood?
Mr. Clausen?
Here.
Ms. Phillips?
Here.
Mr. Schwartz?
Here.
Ms. Upchurch?
Here.
Mr. Schwartz, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I would be honored. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Much. So we are moving to our only item on the agenda, which is to consider and approve an appointment to school director to represent Director District 1. I want to review for us and for the public the process as it has occurred up until now. So the position was vacated on February 21st, 2023. Applications were accepted through March 31st. Interviews were conducted earlier this week on the morning of April 4th. And today we plan to appoint a new director for District 1. On April 17th, the new director will be officially sworn in. And at that time, board roles will also be reorganized. School board members invest time and energy and apply their skills to collectively develop and maintain a vision, digest information, collaborate with each other and Dr. Summers' team, govern via policy, and advocate for the future of our children in public education. To that end, we are very grateful to our fellow community members who stepped forward and volunteered their service. Both candidates interviewed had strengths to complement the current board. I just want to make sure there aren't any further comments from other board members. Mr. Schwartz?
Well, you said it very elegantly, actually. All I would add is that we all volunteer to do this, and that we shouldn't take this nomination and appointment lightly, because there are 6,500 kids and 800 staff that we are in charge of caring for and making sure they're safe and successful. So to that end, whatever decision we make here has an impact.
Thank you. Mr. Clausen, anything to add?
I just concur with the statements that have already been made, Ms. Phillips. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Upchurch?
I think you said it very well, Ms. Phillips. I applaud both candidates for stepping forward. Through their interview process, it seemed clear that both candidates care deeply about this community and about putting students first. It's never easy to step forward into a role like this. And sometimes it's like drinking from a fire hose. So I applaud both of them for putting their names in the hat, and I applaud both of them for coming forward to serve our community.
Super. Dr. Summers, I want to make sure you have a chance if you have anything to comment.
Thank you. I just wanted to echo what you've already shared and share my gratitude and appreciation for how this current board of 4 has worked to navigate this transition. So I applaud all of you and look forward to how this continues to evolve and transition forward.
Sure. Thank you. So toward that end, does anybody have a motion they would like to put forward?
I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead.
After deep consideration, and I thought through this, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Chris Norris to the Lewis Palmer School District 38 Board of Education, representing Director District 1, to serve until the next regular biennial election, which is in November 2023.
I would like to second that motion.
well, any other questions or comments or concerns before we move forward with the vote? Ms. Wood?
Mr. Clausen,
Aye.
Ms. Phillips,
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz,
Aye.
Ms. Upchurch.
Aye.
Wonderful. I believe this may, I think at this point, since there's a motion and a vote, that I'm gonna step aside, just as I would in real life. And so I will mute and turn my camera off. I'm gonna call Mr. Norris to ask if he'll accept that appointment, pardon me. So I will be back as quick as I can. Thank you so much.
So while we're waiting and to fill the time gap, I'll have a leadership workbook prepared and ready to go for our April 17th meeting for the new appointee.
Ms. Upchurch, just to clarify, is that the CASB leadership workbook you're referring to?
Yes, I have an extra one and I'll have
Okay.
that one prepared, and I'll do that continuity file that has where the new appointee can find things like policy information, just basic information.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Is there a reason why you have to wait till the 17th?
No, just because it'd be convenient, we'd be in one place.
I like that.
I'm actually going to an Easter brunch thing right around the corner from his house on Sunday. So if you want me to drop it off, his address is on this. I'm happy to do it. If we want to give him an extra couple weeks, to Matt's point. And if that's the case, I can just pick it up at is it at your house too? I think you're on mute.
I should have it finished by the end of the day today.
Just send me a text.
Okay,
I'll do it. And if he accepts, I'll give him a call and ask him if he wants me to put it in his mailbox for him.
So to that point, Mr. Schwartz, I did just talk to Mr. Norris. He has accepted. So we have a new board member appointee, and what the next step will be, again, is just to reiterate, Mr. Norris will be sworn in on the 17th at our regular board meeting. And after he is sworn in, then we will have a board role reorganization at that time at the very front of that meeting. So are there any other questions with regard to this process, or anything that I can answer, or any comments or concerns that you want to voice?
I'm good. Thank you, Ms. Phillips.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Clausen, Mr. Schwartz, Ms. Upchurch, for your time on a pretty early meeting. I think this might be one of our earliest. It also may be one of our shortest. So
Both excellent presidents.
yes. So I don't know if we want to go much earlier, but thank you all, and we look forward to moving forward in the next week and a half. We'll see you all on the 17th.
And
Actually, Ms. Phillips, I'm really sorry, and I don't want to elongate the meeting here, but one of the things I just wanted to point out, since this is a public meeting that is being recorded, this will be posted later today. And what I'm envisioning, and I just want to make sure we have the board's blessing on this, is an announcement of this appointment that the board just took official action on, that will also speak to what steps are leading up to April 17th in terms of how that meeting will run. So our director of communication will be taking a lead on that announcement. We can certainly share it with you prior to its release. But because this will be public information as early as this morning, a little bit later this morning, I just want to make sure that that is clear. And did you have any questions about that for me or our team?
I'll defer to the others. Tiffany, go ahead.
I did have a quick question. How far in advance and where did we post this meeting?
So Ms. Wood posted this meeting, I believe, on Wednesday. So it was at least 2 days of notice, but you also called that meeting or this particular meeting from the work session meeting on Tuesday. So there was plenty of notice that way. It was distributed as all of our meeting notices are. So you are good on that front.
Not seeing any other questions or concerns to that end, but I do want to ask the group, do you want to see the draft of the announcement before it goes out, or are people comfortable with Mr. Belcher and Dr. Summers taking the lead on that?
I have one thought and comment, if I may.
Yes,
Should we contact the other candidate and let them know before an announcement?
yes, I will be calling the other candidate immediately following this meeting.
Great. Okay, I think that, well, why don't we ensure, just in the spirit of being a class act, that Ms. Phillips has had an opportunity to have a live interaction with that candidate so that they're not finding it out through a third party before we release. Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely. And Ms. Phillips, I will await your confirmation that that phone call has occurred prior to any release on our end.
Okay,
And I did previously confirm with both candidates that they would be available between like 7, 8 o'clock this morning for a phone call. So
Yep,
they
and I have
both
those phone
are
numbers
expecting.
right here. Yep, I will make that phone call immediately, as that's very important, Mr. Schwartz. Thank you. Also, I want to recognize Dr. Summers and Ms. Wood for getting up early. So it's a whole team effort. So we appreciate your participation and your energy.
And thank you both for leveraging the technology to keep us agile.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure.
Okay, anything else? With that, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you so much, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday and happy Easter.